Spit to the beat. Podcast. It's all about inside the music industry.
Nobody do it better. And welcome to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm your host, Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable per year. And we are live again today, back in the virtual studio. I got a great show lined up for you today, a great guest. I've been waiting to get on my show, and I'm super excited that I finally got him. So, hey, y'all sit back and relax and enjoy this interview. But before I get started, I would definitely want to give you a few quick notes that you can catch Spit to the Beat on my Facebook page as Stacy B Unstoppable per year or Stacy Spit to the Beat per year. Also, go to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification button. You can watch the full episode video clip on Spit to the Beat on my YouTube page. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all your support. And now, without further ado, I'm bringing in my guest, Mr. I'm going to let him introduce himself to my audience. Here we go. What's going on, man?
What it do, my brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. Glad to have you on my show, Spit to the Beat podcast. How's life been treating you?
Man, it's been good, man. Busy. I'm glad I finally get a chance to get on the show, man.
Yeah, you squeezed me on it. I appreciate that. I don't take it lightly. I really do appreciate your time. So I'm not going to hold you too long. Let my audience know who you are, man. Introduce yourself.
Boyland. I'm Ty Boyland. I'm a music producer, songwriter, educator, entrepreneur, and everything in between.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot to unpack there right there. So let's talk about your music journey. You're a songwriter, like you just said, music producer, educator, entrepreneur, all of that. How has your journey been in the music industry?
Man, actually, I'm still on my journey, man. It's a never-ending journey. If anybody says that they're where they want to be, man, they're lying. Mm-hmm. Let me go back. I grew up in Fraser.
Okay.
And it was only a few options. Either sell dope, join the gang, sports, or music. Music was the best option for me.
Okay.
Plus, I grew up in a music household, so we listened to everything from Conway Twitty to Sam Cooke to the Isley Brothers. So it was just in me. And my mom tells a story all the time. When I was a baby, she used to hold me over a piano key and let my feet tap the keys, and I just never stopped tapping the keys. I wrote my first song when I was 9 years old. Signed a deal when I was 13 years old.
Hold on, wait a minute. Signed a deal. A record deal?
Yeah, okay. Signed my first deal when I was 13. It kind of fizzled out because, that's part of the business. You live and you learn. The deal wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. It didn't benefit me in any type of way. And, that was the journey of my learning lesson on what to do and what not to do in this business.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. 13 years old, but yeah. Hey, that's what we're all about on Spit to the Beat podcast, is educating the listeners about the music industry, and so they can avoid those pitfalls and blind spots that may happen to them. So that's why I invite guests like you and others on the show to share your experience, to teach my audience about the music industry and all of that good stuff. I really do appreciate that. Let's talk about your influence. Who you just said about your family was always into music and stuff. Like, were they into music like producing, singing, or what?
So my cousin Reginald Boyland was one of the, I guess you could say, godfathers of Memphis rap. He was the first one that had 8 Ball and MJG in the studio, 3-6 Mafia in the studio. So I come from a long lineage of Memphis music. Now, my immediate family, they were just fans of it. So I grew up listening to it and just gravitated towards it. I wanted to be closer to it than just listening. So got my first keyboard, made a whole bunch of noise. Mm-hmm. When I was young, to the point that at night my mom had to take the batteries out of the keyboard because I was just so bad. But after a couple of years, I started learning how to play chords. And I remember the day that I made my first song.
Right. Okay.
She called my name and said it's time to turn that radio off. So I ran down the stairs and I was like, "Mom, that wasn't the radio, that was me." And just the excitement that I saw on her face, like that feeling is something that I just wanted to keep, for the rest of my life. I wanted to make people feel that way, um, and that's what got me hooked.
Ever since then.
Ever since then.
Wow. Wow. That's a long journey right there within itself. And
Oh
then you
yeah,
still producing. You now you are educating.
yeah.
Your craft. How did that transition? What made that passion come about? You going from producing for yourself and other artists to now you want to educate young potential artists that want to come up.
It's a mixture of things, and I give a lot of credit to the Memphis Music Initiative because they really took a chance on me. I was one of the original fellows with the organization, and it was something about being in that classroom. I saw so much of myself in those students. I remember being in band in middle school, high school, and I only played the saxophone because there wasn't a beat machine. Like
Okay.
programs like what I have now didn't exist then, but I wanted to be close to it. And those kids, they were already rapping, they were already singing, they were already interested in making beats. So as opposed to bringing cellos and violins in there, I wanted to meet them where they were. And, it just sparked from there. It's grown from that point. And I've been in lots of different schools at this point. I've been in East Central, Grizzlies Prep, North Haven. Now I'm over at Crosstown High School. So just being able to see the growth in young people, it's just something that I never imagined I would be doing, but I'm glad that I'm doing.
What is your role over at Crosstown High School? What's your position over there?
So I teach music production over there, and this year I'm also the head of school-based enterprise. So basically, what I'll be doing over there is helping kids get to the bag, helping them really develop their passions, whether they want to become fashion designers, they want to sell their art, if they want to write a book and sell it. We're building a school store that's going to include everything student made. So it's not going to have anything but student made products and services in there.
Okay. So definitely the education part will still consist of the music
Absolutely.
component. Right, right. Okay, that's
Absolutely.
man, that is awesome. So are you joining the kids?
Oh yeah. Oh
Are
yeah.
they teaching you something?
And you know what? That's one of the reasons I love what I do, because I think any good educator knows that it's give and take. I'm
Right.
going to give my experience and I'm going to let you know what I know so that you can be educated from that front. But at the same time, these young people know a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
They are the creators of culture. So just keeping abreast of, what they're into, what they're creating, what their likes are, it keeps me on my toes.
That's great. Well, how has I know I'm trying not to tell our age, but back in the day, the process when you was in the studio producing music, the music tools that you use then, how do they
Yeah.
compare to now?
Right. So I brought in some of my reel to reel tapes in the class one day, and
Okay.
they had no idea what it was. Two these big canisters of just tape. And they were like, "What's that?" I said, "This is how we used to record back in the day. Nothing was portable. Like we had to actually go to a physical studio if we wanted to record. You couldn't move around. You couldn't be mobile. Not like today. So, I've shown them all kinds of pictures of the reel-to-reel tapes, the big machines, the floppy disk, and I had to tell them, we didn't have computers to do this stuff on. We didn't have laptops. We had to do everything the old school way on a desk. So, it's a trip down memory lane that they just can't relate to. They
I
don't know
knew
anything. They don't
I
know
knew it
anything
blew their
out
mind.
there. Right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Blow, blow, it
Go
blows my
ahead.
mind sometimes.
Yeah, they quick to like, okay, this I know technology has moved beyond since then to now and quickly. So we the old heads definitely had to adapt to them coming into that new technology, but not
Yeah.
knowing about the past. So I know that was a great story for them, great learning lesson for them as well.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Hey, hold on tight. I'm going to a PA break and we'll be right back.
For sure.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Beat Unstoppable Per You with Spit to the Beat podcast. Would you like to be my guest if you're a singer, songwriter, musician, producer, or promoter? Give me a call at 901-341-6777 or email me at myguest@spittothebeat.com. And we're back to Spit to the Beat podcast with I'm your host, Stacey, aka Beat Unstoppable Per You, and with my special guest in the house, Mr. Ty Boyland. Did I get that right?
You got it right. You got it right.
All right. Good. Look, let's talk more about the education part. Now that you are, kind of getting the concept as far as educating these kids about music and stuff like that, what level are you trying to take them to, from the producing to the singing? What?
So, I have my extended music industry family coming into my classroom all the time. I've had 8 Ball in the classroom. I've had CEOs of record labels, Grammy Award winning and nominated mixing engineers and producers, and they all say the same thing. I wish that I was at this level when I was their age. At the beginning of the school year, I have them signed up for a publishing rights organization. So they signed up for BMI. So they own their own publishing. They do split sheets. They have full ownership of whatever we create in the classroom. So for all intents and purposes, they're professionals. They've got music on streaming. They've made money. They've done shows. They've created merchandise. So I want them to be able to take their music as far as they want to take it. It's not up to me, but they have all of the tools and resources to go to the moon if they want to.
Man, you are giving them some valuable information and teaching them valuable lessons about the music industry that most kids, wouldn't even get not even half or even a third of what the information that you are pouring into these kids. That is so great. So with that being said, you feeding them with that information, you teaching them the ins and outs and avoiding the pitfalls of being in the music industry. Have you seen that feedback come to you, their progress?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially when it comes to artistry as a whole. I've had young people tell me, man, I can't make a song without cussing. Like I gotta cuss, and I'm like, why do you though? Like, tell me why. All you have to do is expand your vocabulary. There's millions of words in existence. You can say what you need to say without it being vulgar, offending anybody, talking about death all the time, drugs all the time, being misogynistic all the time. There's so many stories to tell. And on top of that, when you start talking about the big bag, when you start talking about getting into corporate money, if you can come into the game clean, you don't need to make a clean version. It's already clean. That's how you get your endorsements. That's how you get your sponsorships. That's how you get that Disney deal, that Sprite deal, that Coca-Cola deal. You know what I mean? So just being able to understand that at a certain point, you're going to become older, and all of the things that you did while you were younger are still going to be out there for everybody to see. What do you want your legacy to really be? So I've gotten feedback from the students. I've gotten feedback from their parents that are like, I don't know what you did with my kid, but I appreciate it because they're a whole different person. And they just start treating each other better. I think we got so much music out here that's destructive to our community that there has to be some type of balance. And they're learning all about that balance.
That's great. Look, you're teaching them so much. You're giving them life lessons as well as the music industry, so they can understand the balance of it. You can't be doing this or saying this and then expecting this and that on the other end. That's the whole totality of the music industry as well as life. Do you have a waiting list of kids that try to get in your program? Because I want to know how long you've been teaching, and then what's the future?
So I've been teaching this is my 8th year in the classroom. And And yes, to answer your question, there is a waiting list to get into the class. And and the thing about that is, you would think that it's just because of the music, but my class is really a character development class, and we just happen to make music. My class
Okay.
is such a safe space that young people know when you come in here, you can be yourself. You don't have to be anybody else. You don't have to pretend. Like, just come as you are. You got something going on, I'll shut down all of the music to make sure that you are good. Like, that's what matters to me the most. And when they're good, the music is better. You know what I mean? So I don't care if you're a great musician, but you got all of these things going on that are affecting your well-being, that are affecting your mind and your overall health. Let's get that together first, because that's what's important to me. And then we'll take care of everything else. And that message is just spread throughout the school, and kids want to be around that.
I hear your passion, brother. It's all in you, and you pouring it out. I hope that they are really absorbing all this information that you're giving them like a sponge. So
Oh yeah.
definitely, man, you are doing your thing. So 8 years of teaching, got a waiting list of kids that want to get into the program and stuff like that, and they're gonna learn so much from you. That is great. That is great. So
Appreciate it.
how long you think you're gonna do this?
Man, for as long as I can. What's interesting is I prefer working with the young artists versus older artists, because older artists have just been jaded in the industry. There's been so many negative experiences that they've had, and that comes across in studio sessions and in business.
Right.
These young people, they're sponges. They want to learn. They want to take advice. They want to go from point A to point Z. And there's this freshness about that makes me feel good, to know that I'm helping somebody that wants to be helped, and to know that hopefully they can avoid some of the pitfalls that they don't have to. Sometimes you just got to bump your head. That's the
Right.
only way you're gonna learn. But sometimes you don't, and to know the difference between the two. But yeah, I do this for as long as I can.
Okay, great. Hold that thought. We're gonna be right back. We'll take another PA break.
Yep, yep.
Hey, this is Stacy, aka Be Unstoppable Per You. Thank you for listening to our show, Spit to the Beat podcast. If you would like to be a sponsor, visit our website at www.spittothebeat.com and click the support tab and leave a donation. We really would appreciate it. Thank you again for listening. Also, catch every episode Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And we're back to Spit to the Beat podcast. I'm Stacy, aka Be Unstoppable Per You, and we are live in the virtual studio with my guest, brother Ty Boyland, who's executive producer, songwriter, engineer. He didn't even say that part, but yeah, he all that too. And an entrepreneur. Hey man, look, we talked about your history. We talked about your development in the school system, and as well as teaching the kids. Let's talk about you right now. So
Okay.
what's going on? Do you have any new projects that you are personally working on?
Yeah, so we've been working, man. We've been working. I did a score for a documentary that should be coming out soon. I can't tell too many details about it because
Okay.
it has to make its rounds through all of the festivals. But when it comes out, it's going to be amazing. Um, we've been working on some PSA music that hopefully will get a lot of attention. We just did an anti-gun violence campaign featuring some of Memphis's most talented artists. We had Tyke T on there, Demi Laurel, uh, Al Capone. One of my students is on there from crosstown, and that just goes back to that community
Yeah.
aspect of what we do in the classroom, to make sure that they understand not only can you make money from this, but you can make a difference with this as well. Just did a national campaign with Kit Kat for Black Music Month. This is the second year that we've worked with them. Um, Man, a lot of stuff is going on. Got a partnership with Adidas coming up in November. with my guy Marco Pave.
Okay.
So yeah, it's getting this school store up, which is it sounds like it's minimalistic, but this is going to be huge. This is going to be something that puts a lot of money in these young people's pockets. We've done something over the past couple of years called the Black Brilliance Bash, where student entrepreneurs come in and they sell their stuff. And the last time that we did it, within a couple of hours, each kid left with no less than $600 in their pocket from their products in a couple of hours. So
Well,
imagine this on a consistent basis.
well, I must say I was honored to interview two of your graduates. I would say students, Tim Walker and
Oh
Asia
yeah.
Wilson.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I told them tell you hey and tell you to call me so we can get you on this show.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah, I really enjoyed them. They shared a lot of great information in their journey as far as coming up into the music industry. So that was wonderful. I really enjoyed them, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And my guy Kavanje, DJ Kavanje over at 88.5, extending on that anti-gun violence campaign. We're working on again a series of PSAs that are going to focus on like mental health, um, drug awareness, um, just community building. We want to make sure that young people know you don't have to make destructive music. You can have bumping music that's still talking about something positive. We can address the negatives that happen in our community, but then what? What's the solution? How are we going to get past that?
Has that been hard to do with the background that most of young African American kids coming from to let them see a different light?
It is until it's not. And what I mean by that is they're always going to have this perception of what the industry is.
Right.
I see Gunna, I see Young Thug, I see all of these
Money
artists talk
flashing everywhere.
money flashing, drugs everywhere, talking about Dracos, all of this stuff, and they make that type of music, but they never have the type of following that they're looking for. With the anti-gun violence campaign, we made a media run. We were on Channel 3, Channel 5, Channel 13, Channel 24 wants us on their neck so they're able to see doing positive gets eyes on us. It makes people say, you know what, we need that at our event. We need you on a record for us. And, it just makes all the difference when they're able to see that, when they see that positivity can sell. It can get
Yeah.
you where you want to go, and you don't have to look over your shoulder, to see if you're going to be safe or not. A lot of times we attract what we put out. So you have to be very careful with that.
Okay, awesome. What would you tell young, well, you pretty much said it early in our conversation, but what would you tell young artists, male and female, that's coming up in the music industry? What advice would you give them?
Make sure this is what you want to do, because it's not as easy as social media makes it look. Everybody that you see that could be a quote unquote overnight success has probably been in the game for 10 years. You can't just post a song and then think that it's going to go viral. Like, you have to think about the people that you have around you as far as creating your team. If you're not good at marketing, you need somebody who's good at marketing. You need somebody who's good at graphics. You need somebody who's going to be your eyes and ears when it comes to the paperwork side of it. You're going to need somebody who's not a yes person that's in the
Right.
studio telling you, oh, yeah, that's bumping when it could be better. When I was in the studio, I remember going to Fritos Productions back in the day, Barron and Sims. And man, Rusty Bats would tell me, do it again, do that part again, do that part again, 75 times before I was able to move on to the next part. But it
Wow.
made me better. So, like, even now, when I have young people recording, they're like, punch me in. I don't do punch ins. Either you can do it or you can't. You can't go
I
on the
like that
stage.
old school.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't doing no punching. You better do it over.
Because you can't punch in when you're on stage,
Right,
right?
right,
Either you
right.
either you can do it or you can't.
Good
And
assessment. Yeah,
right, so
man.
but I would also tell young people, think about your future. Money comes and money goes, but legacies last forever. And what do you want history books to write about you? That you were just another trap rapper, that you were just another rapper talking about, all of these detrimental things in our community, or that you actually did something. you can talk about those things because there's a place for everything. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking anybody's music, but what else is there to you besides that? Know what your brand is because that's important. It's not enough to just get in the booth and write. Who are you? Coca-Cola got a brand, Nike got a brand, Drake has a brand, Jay-Z's got a brand, Beyonce has a brand. What is your brand? What do you stand for?
Yeah.
And once you figure that out, a lot of the other pieces will just fall into place.
Man, I'm over here soaking up all this stuff. I need to be in the classroom. And saying that, I want an invitation one day from you. I can come
Hey,
down and see you at work, man. Just let me know. Say, Stacey, come on down such day, and I will be there, man. I'm telling you. I would love to see them young folks work with legends like you and all those legends, the Memphis legends that you are introducing them to. Man, I mean, they might not understand the full capacity of that, but to us, you like, do you know who I have in the studio with me? That's
Right.
trying to, man, that's something else right there. Okay, last but not least, we going into this new technology with the AI type stuff and all that stuff. So what do
Right.
you envision the music industry future?
Man, we use AI in the classroom. I just did another interview earlier today for a magazine, and they asked me about AI, and I use Chat GPT like a thought partner. Like we do that in the classroom. So if a young person has a hard time thinking about a concept for a song, I just have them type in, "Hey, I want to write a song about love, but I want to talk about like the breakup part of it. Like, tell me some aspects of a breakup that I should talk about in my song." Now, the caveat to that is Chat GPT isn't writing the song for them. It's basically giving them more perspective on what they should write. We've used stuff like Mid Journey to create album covers, and even stuff like Lalal.ai, which is an audio separating website, teaching them how to make money with that. Because a lot of these artists have songs that don't have clean versions to them. Well, if I can teach them how to rip the vocals off of a song and then edit those cuss words out and put the clean version back onto the track, they can charge 25, 30, $50, whatever they want to charge for that service. So, we use it for a lot of different ways. So what I see AI's role is those that embrace it and start using it and start understanding the power of it are going to have a clear advantage over people that don't use it.
I love that you said that because on my end, I use AI too.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely, and going back to what you just said, I think what AI do help is it clears up that writer's block, give you at
Right.
least a motion to start, and then you start putting your own touch to it and everything like that. So definitely with this
Right.
new technology in the future of how it's going to involve not only the music industry, but all other aspects of our lives too. So
Right.
it comes with the good and the bad.
Right.
Just like, go ahead.
You're right. No, you're right. And I was telling them earlier too, it all depends on how you present it. Because AI is a tool, and like any tool, it could be used to build up or it could be used as a weapon. It's just like a
Yeah, to tear
screwdriver.
down.
If
Yeah,
I take a screwdriver, I can use it as a tool to unscrew a screw, but I could also use it to stab somebody up too. So
exactly.
if I'm teaching the student to use it the proper way, they're more likely to use it that way
And
versus
get
any
and
other
get more
type of way
benefit out of it.
and get more benefit out of that. Exactly.
Great, great. Look here, man, I want to thank you for being on Spit to the Beat podcast, taking time out your schedule to come on and talk about the music industry, your journey, as well as your education part, educating the kids and everything like that to make them see beyond what they come from and how better they can be in the music industry. So I really enjoyed you, man.
I appreciate you, man. Sorry it took me so long to get on, man, but I was definitely coming.
Hey, it was worth the wait. I would say that personally from the heart. Hey, hold on tight while I wrap up the show.
All right.